be Tarzan Eugene. In terms of a male cuttlefish, this would be his opening lines toward a female cuttlefish. As an example of cephalopods in an animal communication project. As when the male cephalopods communicate, they can recognize immediately if the other is a female or male. To be clearer, we Tarzan, you Jane, can also be explained as I'm Tarzan, you're not Tarzan, so you must be Jane. In this stage, the male cuttlefish has firmly evaluated the subject as a female. As cuttlefish were designed to be mute, then how can they communicate? They communicate through the skin. Now, isn't that weird? How can you communicate through your skin? Well, in this case, cuttlefish can. As a unique creature, cuttlefish can adjust the pigment in their skin according to cephalopods, the Animal Communication Project. It is a magnificent way for them to transmit messages as they can alter the skin into different forms of colors and patterns by muscles affected by their brain. Following by this rapid changes occur in skin color by relaxing or contracting chromophores mentioned by the Animal Communication Project. These chromophores can change from spread out to tightly contracted in a few thousandths of a second. Chromophores means that an atom or a group whose percent is responsible for the color of a compound. Cephalopods can also change their skin texture for communication. However, there's a twist. Cephalopods cannot see color. Then how can they use color changing to communicate? Well, according to the proceedings of the National Academy of Science paper in July 4th, 2016, cephalopods can demonstrate remarkable camouflage abilities despite the fact that they can only be able to see black and white. Christopher Stubbs said, cephalopods could potentially detect color by adjusting the focal position of their eyes to detect different wavelengths of light, and then composite each into a color image of their world. This means that cephalopods use a unique method to identify the various wavelengths of light to define the color that only cephalopods can recognize. Despite this, the ability to use camouflage to match with the surrounding is extraordinary. Fundamentally, cephalopods required camouflage as they can match the backgrounds and hide from the predators. You use squid for bait because almost everything eats squid. Hanlon noted from the studies of squid skin to create new camouflage patterns published in May 19, 2011. One of their major ways defending themselves is to look like something they're not, said Nguyen. They do that very effectively. Through observation, we can see that cephalopods can camouflage in just a couple of seconds to blend in with their surrounding environment. As they have a unique skin texture, a big part of their adaptation is to use camouflage. By using camouflage, they can create patterns with the purpose of communicating, like attack on prey rest, alarm, or defensive. According to cephalopods on Britannica School High, when the cephalopods use its alarm patterns, it is the most easily recognized, consisting of the contrasting light and dark areas that they're in. Furthermore, by proceeding of the Royal Society being published in September 21st, 2016, cephalopods can also change their patterns to match with the sea condition. They can alter their visuals into various sea color like green in coastal waters to blue to match with the deep sea condition. For example, according to the Animal Communication Project, a zebra pattern is for a male or female to signal their sex, and the gray pattern is for signaling their readiness to mate. In cephalopods, Britannica School High Cephalopods also use their body by the action of curling their arms to camouflage. They use their tentacles and arms to simulate bottom objects such as sand, coral, and seaweed. For example, according to Cuttlefish, the Gill Encyclopedia of Science, cuttlefish are often colored brownish green with white irregular stripes, which allows them to camouflage among seaweed. Besides this, a cuttlefish can also enable themselves to turn into colors like red, orange, yellow, brown, and black. These are the main colors that are considered necessarily to cephalopods, as these colors are mainly found in the surrounding environment. To provide a further example of how cephalopods camouflage, in the February 2010 issues of the Biological Bulletin, NBL senior scientist and cephalopods expert Roger Hanlon has said a small octopus that was trying to hide from its predator by distinguish itself as a flounder. A flounder is a flat fish that appears to have a color like sand. We were equally impressed with the remarkable camouflage of this small octopus species, even when it was stationary, yet entirely exposed on top of the open sand, says Hanlon. The apparent match in the pattern, color, brightness, and even three-dimensional skin texture was noteworthy even when compared to other changeable cephalopods. They also demonstrated an unusual form of disruptive camouflage. This is a small opinion of Roger Hanlon about how impressive he was by what the small octopus could do to hide from its predator